When I was just out of college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I was kind of just swirling around, kind of going with the flow, going wherever the wind blew me.
Hey everyone, it's Charles with Faith, Family, Freedom. And today we have a special guest with us. We have a good friend of mine, Michael Quan. He is awesome. He is phenomenal. We just wanted to bring him on the show today because he is someone who represents all three of the pillars. He is a man of faith, a man of family, and a man of freedom. So I'm going to let you hear from him directly today for him to share his story, kind of walk you through that journey. We do these videos, pretty short and sweet. And so I'm going to give Michael a lot of work to do by getting it all in the short time we have. So Michael, tell my audience more about you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me, Charles. And yes, you didn't give me much time. You said this was going to be a 5-minute video, so I got to talk quick. But we'll get through it. No, thank you so much for bringing me on. And I really admire what you're doing here with the channel. Faith, family, and freedom. These are three core values that I really hold true and dear and near to my heart. I'll be honest, in the beginning, I was really after the freedom first. I wanted to find the financial freedom and really kind of go after that first. However, as I got older, now it's really about the family and the faith and really trying to create an impact. And so super excited to be here with you today, Charles, and just share a little bit about my story. So when I was just out of college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I was kind of just swirling around, kind of going with the flow, going wherever the wind blew me. I was probably going to be undeclared for the rest of my college years, except they said, you got to declare a major, we're going to kick you out of school. So I ended up choosing economics only because it had the fewest number of requirements to be able to graduate in 4 years. So I chose economics. As soon as I got out of school, I realized, you know what? I'm not going to do anything with this economics degree because technology at the time was paying a lot more money to basically work in that sector. And because I was a computer gamer in college, I knew how to take apart computers, build networks, and things of that nature. So I ended up going into the IT field. I ended up working in that space for the next 10 years. Ended up starting a company during that time after I was facing a layoff. And then ultimately selling that company right around when my daughter was 1. And so I took that time to basically retire early and really see and explore that idea. Could it even be possible? And it was, thankfully. And during that time, it was, I was very present with my family, which was an incredible blessing. And it's been 10 years since that time has passed since I actually exited my traditional 9-to-5 job. And what was interesting was that there was also more that I was getting tugged to do. So even though I had the freedom and the flexibility, there is still more to do. And so, part of my faith, and I know Charles, right, we believe that we're given these God-given talents, right? And so it's our responsibility to make use of these talents. And so I felt like, I was being very present with my family, and that was great. However, there's more for me to do. And so I started blogging about personal finance, how to create financial freedom. And that spawned into financial coaching. It ended up being able to connect me with people when I would go to these different conferences. That's how Charles and I ultimately got connected, was because we have friends in the same space and very similar values. I ended up starting masterminds. I started selling things on Amazon. I started trading NFTs, and I'm also a real estate investor. So there's a lot of different things that I get to touch, which is fantastic. And so we won't get into all of those today. However, I think life is a journey, and there's different phases of it. And I think our job is to kind of make use of our best talents in our given phase of life, right? Be able to apply those to ourselves, to our family, and ultimately to others. And I think if you do that in an intentional way, God opens up incredible doors for you. I like to wear this hat because it says "Live Lucky" on the side. I've had countless things where I just can't explain it, except it's just like dumb luck. I don't know how else to explain it. Right? Charles knows some of the things. Where, for example, I got like a book deal because someone just emailed me out of the blue. I got to go on Good Morning America because someone texted me out of the blue. So things like this happen. And while it's true that I've had a lot of great good luck, there's things that you have to do in order to position yourself to receive this luck and these blessings from, I believe, the man upstairs.
I think, Michael, if someone wants to get in touch with you and they want to see more of what you do, how can they find you online?
Great question. So there's a couple places you can find me. First is my primary personal finance blog, which is called financiallyalert.com. I also have a podcast called Breakthrough Millionaire, where we talk a lot about the mindset required in order to build wealth in many aspects of life. This could be monetary, spiritual, creating impact, health. And then I also have a site called michaelquan.net that I'm actually building out currently, and this is going to be for my speaking career going forward.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to put those in the show notes just to make sure you got them. And Michael, thank you once again for being with us today. And so I just want to encourage you all to go out there and follow your dreams and live in faith, family, and freedom. See you guys in the next show.